So we're starting back into the CHAIM. These are the building blocks of Kabbalah. So to understand what's going on in the Zohar, the Dikuni Zohar, any place else in the Kisvei, we have to have the basic building blocks of this, and that's what's going on in the OTZROT. And a lot of it is learning a language. It refers to something that's not really physical, but they're using, as we said before, a physical word. In the OTZROT, in the Tiv Hachaim, we're on page Kaf Ches 28. We're on number Tes. I'm going to read number Tes up above. I'm going to come down and read the light print. Now, some of these things, because it's a real opportunity. One of the things that I've learned is that for the most part, learning Kabbalah is not something that really works well in groups, because there's so many different. I've seen that myself, but actually was told to me later that people have so many different ways of approaching it, and leave it. If you learn it in a group, that some people are ahead, some people are behind. It's be difficult to be able to hear it. One good thing about this is that you could repeat it. You could come back and listen again. And some of the ideas that are coming out now that we're starting to get to are going to be a little harder. And so maybe not that hard, but it might be worthwhile listening to some parts of it more than once. So here's number Tes up above. Is this in his chaber oris apnimim oris amekipim? So there's a little bit two different types of light, which are inside lights and surrounding lights, tochapah, and they're joined together inside of the mouth. So therefore, b'tseisam yachad mechutz lepeg kushurim yachad. So therefore, when they come out of only one place, as we said, in the ears and the nose are two different openings, so the lights don't really come together, but in the mouth they have to come together. They strike and they kick each other. And between the different strikings that they go back and forth, so this causes the sparks that come from this. We'll go into it in more detail as we go through Shara Kudim and get towards the end. Is that this begins the process of the formation of what he calls the Havayas Bechinas a Kli, the existence or the reality of a Kli. But the Nikra Makom is a Peh, so therefore this place is called Peh. Peh is a number. The number is 85. Ki Peg Begematria is a combination of Sag, because all of these lights that are coming from the head of Ak are coming from the part which is called Sag. And Sag, which is the number 63, Yud Vav Dalet K Yud, Vav Aleph Vav K Yud, and 22 letters of the basic Hebrew alphabet. Those two make the word the number 85, and with it makes the word Peh, which means mouth. Now let's look at the light print down below on number Tes. We have number Tes and number Yud that we're going to read. Zehine noida ki b'kol prat u prat yeshno or makif omed saviv sakli. So in relationship to the Kli, there are lights. So there are lights which are called a makif, which means the surrounding light. That's around the Kli. Ve'ena Kli yochel l'hakila v'l'hasigo, as we're going to see later on, the light cannot incorporate it and can't really reach it. It's too powerful for the Kli. V'chein yeshno or penimiam is lavish b'tocha Kli. Then there's another kind of Kli, of light rather, that is inside of the Kli. So you have two different kinds of light, a makif and a penimi. So this, the Kli can really handle the light that comes inside of it, but that's the difference in the strength of the two lights. Now going back to the ears, we saw that the concept of the Mekifim, the surrounding lights, come out of the right ear, that's the Mozen Yamim, Vapenimim Ozen small, and then the Penimim come out of the left ear. Yatzach Mekifim, so the Mekifim that come out of the nose, they come out of the Nekev Yamin for the right nostril, Vapenimim and Nekev small, and the Penimi comes from the left nostril. So we see a comparison of the creation of the concept of right and left. Right is stronger than left. So he said, Amnam b'peh yatzach mekifim b'penimim. So in the mouth, the two of them come out together. Menekev echad shuha peh, from only one opening, which is the mouth. Menishavro yachtav, and they join together. Hapenimim v'mekifim b'zeh b'zeh. And they strike each other in a mating fashion. It's an interesting idea. I think I mentioned this before in astrology. The house, which is your house, the opposite house, which is called the house number 1, the opposite house number 7 is also the house which is called your mate or your enemy. It's also your enemy, your mate, because it's a natural thing that part of creation is struggle. So we see this at the very beginning of creation. So they strike each other, and what happens as a result of the struggle between male and female as two parents is reproduction. It's funny. So let's go to number 10. So number 10 in the light print is a Gavar Biarno, She'oras Achap. The Achap is a phrase that we're going to use a lot now. It refers to it's an acrostic for the word Ozen Chotem Peh. Heim Oros the Sag. So we said before that they're lights of Sag. But Ozen, the word Ozen, Ima Osia Os Hey. So Ozen is the number 58. If you take the letter Hey, which is Mesgala Himenu, which is revealed from the ear, Shehi Meramezes al Chamisha Partsufim Ola Begematria Sag. So if the Hey, which is only a hint to the fact that there are going to be 5 partsufim, if you take the gematria of Ozen, which is 58, and the 5, you get the number 63, which is Sag. V'chein Chotem, the word itself, if you add it up, it's Ches and Vav is 14, plus 9 is 23, and plus 40, which is the Mem, is 63. It spells Chod gematria Sag by itself. V'atam Mosif a Rav the Vayer, so now the Rav is coming to explain. Gam ha'oros hayotzim in the peh, that also the lights that come from the mouth, the ak heim oros the sag. They're also lights of sag, but peh we know is 85. It's not 63. Ba'ofen shepeh hu begematria sag, but you add onto it the kaf base osios shehem makelim. So this is the first time that you're going to hear the concept that letters make vessels. Because letters hold our thoughts. I think we said that last time. So as we see that the gematria gets bigger, so first we started out with 58, we had to add 5 as a remez. Then we had the number 63. Then we have the number 85, which is 63 plus 22 letters, which means that a mixing of the light of the 63 with 22 kalim, or 22 letters, which will become kalim. So that we see that this light now is growing as a result of the kalim that's holding it. So therefore, we're seeing that the number of the gematria of peh is going to be higher than the gematrias of the ear or the gematrias of the mouth. Or misgala Yosef, because what it wants to say is the bigger the number, the more the revelation of the light, the more that you could see it. Why? Because there are kalim involved. Kalim hold the light. Other than that, the light is so diffused, so abstract that it's non-existent. It's as if it was non-existent. So he said, Kavan shenishavu kalim, because we have now the existence of kalim. So now this is the concept. We have a new concept here, which is called a kolel. A kolel is the concept of malchus and yesod. First yesod, then malchus. The concept of a kolel. Kolel means like a swimming pool or a pool. That everything may not have anything of its own, but it collects. It's a collecting mechanism. So like a lake or an ocean collects the water that comes from other sources. So it's a called v'keven shemilvad oros desag hayotzim in peh. So he says like this: besides the light of sag that comes out from the mouth, gam yeshno gilui sham kelim ba'oros hapeh. But there's also something else there. There's the revelation now for the very first time of the lights of the mouth, of kalim. Shehem bebechinas kaf beis osios the Torah, which is the concept of the 22 letters of the Torah. The fichach meramzim ki peh hu begematria sag. So therefore, the remez is like this: the word peh is the word sag, together with the kaf beis osios, together with letters that will be able to hold the light. Let's go to number Yud Aleph that's in the bold print. he says, let me see what my time is doing, okay? Now we're telling you a fact. Letters are vessels. So this we find in Sefer Yetzirah, and also in the CHAIM and Tikkun Anuk, Perek Beis. So just a quick word about Sefer Yetzirah. Sefer Yetzirah is a very fundamental book written by Avraham Avinu. What is Sefer Yetzirah? Sefer is Yetzirah shows you how the combinations of letters in different forms could be used in order to be able to make worlds. That's how the world is created, out of different combinations of letters. There is a part of the Zohar which we call the Dikuni Zohar. The Dikuni Zohar is all built on on one word, which is the word Breshis, which is the first word in the Torah. And what we see over here is the concept of the permutation of numbers. If you have one letter only, it makes no houses. If you have two letters, then you multiply the two by themselves, and it's 1 times 1 is still, I think, one house, right? Then if you have 3 houses, though, then now you have 6, because you have 2 times 1 is 2, plus 3 is 6. And you go on this way until you get to Breshis. Breshis is a 6-letter word. You can make 720 combinations out of that letter, out of that one word. So if you had 22 letters, just imagine how many different combinations, I mean, really don't know the number, of how many different permutations that those letters can make in order to create the world. This is really what we're talking about over here. So let's see. So he says that's in the Sefer Yetzirah. And then Va'od Kaf Beis Osios. There's a remez over here to the name Sag, and also another 22 letters. The Ramol Zamashin is Chadish b'makom hazeh, to give us a reference, a hint to what is being renewed here. What is the new thing here? Which is Inyan Havayas HaKelim Shemizgala Bekan Al Yedei Kaf Beis Osios. Give us the idea that now there's something new coming along, which are 22 letters, which are Osios. And remember, he said that the banging between these two lights, that a makif and the panimi together, produces a kli that's able to incorporate them. Not completely, because the makifim can't fit into the kli. And we'll go into that in a little more detail, because he's going to bring some detail on that. So let's read number 12 here. V'hine min hapeh hazeh yotza asara oros panimium v'sara makifim. So from this mouth comes out 20 different lights. There are 10 lights which are panimi lights, and there are 10 lights which are Makifi lights. So these lights, when we use the word oros here, it always means 2 different kinds. There's a Makif and there's a Panimi. V'nim shachim mekeneged panim, so they go out from opposite the face, they come out of the mouth. Ad tibur shel zeh adam, so they go down all the way down to the tibur of this Adam. So this is important for us to understand. The lights of the ozon really went down to the fulcrum of the beard. The light that came out of the nose comes down to the area of the chaza of Adam Kadmon, and the light that comes out of the mouth goes further down, and it goes down to the tibur, which is the navel of Adam Kadmon. Other different places are different openings and different kinds of structures in Adam Kadmon. V'zehu ikar or, this is the main part of the light. Avahim came hu meir derekat stadim, just like we said that we're talking here again about the face. So the face, we understand the face is the place of chesed where everything is built up, but we're limiting down the light, which is a gevur really. And the light though itself, which is mostly shining on the face, as we said before, but there is some ha'ara. Ha'ara means a radiance from this light that also goes all the way around Ak. So v'chol sevivus adam al derekana, like we had said before in Shartanta, that we said that most of the light is in the front, but there's a glow that goes around the back as well. Let's look over here on number Yud Aleph. Number Yud Aleph says in the light print, Kamosha al Yedei ha'osios nitin legalos as a machshava. Now I think we might have said this idea before. If you don't have letters, if you don't have a way to pronounce them or say them, and you have to learn them, imagining the learning process that human beings go through, that we're actually able to repeat sounds, so on and so forth, which are really based up of different letters, they hold the thought of the person who's trying to express it. The same thing that they hold the light of the Eibishter, which is his thought, which is the initial thought that he has, the incipient of that thought, the inspiration of that thought, is the inspiration of it is contained inside of these letters. Va'osios hema kelim shebehem mislaveshes hamachshava. So the osios are the vessels that actually have the thought internalized inside of it. So the same thing is true in the upper worlds. So the same thing what we see here in our world, where we have written letters and they actually express thoughts, is that when you put them in combinations, so then you say the same things in the upper worlds. So therefore, in the lights of the mouth, where we have a gilui, the very first time that we see the existence of kelim, which are again the letters. So therefore, in the mouth, where we have these lights, which are the lights of sag, to tell you that there's light that's coming out of the mouth, which is again the light of sag. So then there's also the number 22, which is now we got 63, 22, which is to tell you that there are kelim coming out of the mouth, which are the 22 letters that we find used in the Torah. Like we mentioned up above, and the lights that are coming out of the mouth, two new things are revealed here. So the first thing is that we want to know is that there's more of a revelation, in other words, more physicality to the light that's coming out of the mouth, more than the light that was coming out of the ears and the nose. Because when you see the light coming out of the mouth, you actually see 10 separate different lights. Where we said before, you had a hay and that was really not the distinguishable out of the ears, and then you had a vav that was distinguished in the nose. Now you're going to see all of the letters, all of the 10. The 10 are all going to be revealed there. But the savasheni, the second thing is shebaoras apad, in the lights of the mouth, yatsav in his galo gam b'chinas kelim. So now we also see that there are vessels. Let's go to the light print on number Yud Beis. Yud Beis, the light print says, "Gavar bi'arnu ki derek kol or l'hiyos murchav mishnei b'chinas oros." So we already know that every light is a grafting of two different types of light. Ha'echad hu ha'or ha'panimi sheniknas el tocha kli. So one is called a light, a panimi. It is, I believe, a physical light. As a result, it's a lesser light. So it's a more physical light, and it goes inside of the vessel. V'asheni hu ha'or ha'makif. The second one is called a makif, a surrounding light. She'en yecholed b'kli l'hakila v'l'chasigo, because the light, the kli itself, it's too strong for the kli. If it was to go into the kli it would disappear. The kli would disappear because it would be integrated into this light. So in order for the kli to last, it has to have a light. It does need light because that's the purpose. We're trying to limit the light and put it into vessels which will act as filters so the light can go down further and actually eventually reach us. So therefore the light, which is called the makif, stays on the south side of the kli, and the light, which is called the panimi, goes inside. So therefore the makif is outside and it surrounds the kli. So these lights that come out of the mouth of Ak, whether we're talking about the panimim or the makifim, they shine in two different aspects. So just talking about the shining of the lights around the head of Ak. So the first one is the concept of panim, and we talked about it before when we talked about the Edrash Shir went off in a little bit of a richos about the difference between panim and ach, which means the acharayim. So one aspect in which they shine is on the face, from the face. So notice that he writes the word ach in abbreviation form because acharayim is lashon of din, and so they always euphemize the more difficult parts and put them in acrostics, like instead of saying acharayim, which is also okay, but basically the Mekubalim always use the word ach to refer to the back. Bofen shachachelika ikri shala or, so they tell you that the portion, which is the principal portion of the light, who enem ispashet el tzad ach, it doesn't really spread onto the back. Eloku yored b'tzad panim bilvad, it only goes on the side of the face. Mimakom apeh adetibur da'ach, so it's really coming from the mouth, going down to the belly button of ak. V'zehu ikra ha'or, and this is the main place where we see the light. Amnam bilvad etzem ikra ha'or, but he says you have to know this, that besides the essence of the light itself, yeshno od chelik sheni shuhu ha'ara ha'mispashetet l'kol stadi shemisaviv ak. There is a glow. You use once again the word ha'ara, which means a radiance, but it's a secondary form of light. It's not the essence of the light. It's a glow that comes from it, or a ha'ara, which means a radiance that come from it. Later on in Kabbalah, that we see that actually is like a garment that covers over. So there's once again continuously trying to lessen the light. So just like we said, that the lights of the ears and the lights of the nose, the main part of it is really streaming down the front of the face of Ak and the front of the body of Ak. That this also is doing that, but it also b'derech panim v'harasa, but there is a glow that comes from it, b'derech ach, that goes around the side of the back. Hu adnin the gabi oris apeh, so the same rule applies to the lights of the peh. So let's stop this here. Maybe I'll have a chance to do another one, and I'll send it off a little bit later.